Hey, welcome to the Doe Show, everybody. We got a short one for you today. I'm Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. Hope you'll check us out at Jazz Wealth. But in the meantime, I want to share a quick one for you. I promise we're getting to the end of doing this whole 2019 thing, so I promise it won't get too crazy for you. Let's get started. I got 4 tips for you if you're getting started in 2019, or really just 4 tips if you're interested in investing in 2019. And so I'm going to dive right in. Here comes the first one. You ready? The first one is really simple, but it has a really cool statistic behind it. My favorite statistic of all. And the answer here is number 1, just get started. Right? It costs you nothing to get started. It costs you nothing to change your mind and say, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But if you're investing for retirement, then just get started. Find a place, get going, get ramped up. It shouldn't cost you anything to just kind of get the ball rolling. Now, that's a very, very basic sort of like, oh, it's not really much of a tip. But here, my favorite stat of all times, like I drew it out here because I just love this one. Here's the deal. If you're 25 years old, let's do 2 scenarios. Investor 1 is going to be the pink line back there. Investor 2 is going to be the yellow line that looks really nicely bold, actually. If you're investor 1, you start investing at age 25, $200 a month. You stop investing at age 35. You never invest ever again, right? Total of $24,000. That's all you put in. By the time you reach 65, you'd have $300,000, give or take a little bit, depending on your sort of growth expectations. We use 7% for that one, pretty standard. Investor number 2 starts investing at 35, right? And they invest $200 a month all the way until the age of 65, right? So they start at 35, and for 30 years, they put in $200 a month. Investor 1 only invested for 10 years and then stopped, right? At the end of 30 years, investor number 2 has $245,000, even though they invested 3 times as long as investor number 1. I love that one. So if you're young, you're just getting started, then just get started, right? The time is on your side. You can afford to make mistakes. You can afford to trip up a little bit or slowly get started. So that's number 1. Number 2, it gets exciting, right? Like when you really dig into this stuff, it gets a little exciting watching stocks move around or ETFs or mutual funds or whatever. I will say number 2 is do not treat your retirement account like a trading account, meaning don't be a stock picker inside your retirement account. I'm not against it at all. By all means, open what we call a personal wealth account. I love people that love talking about trading stocks, buying and selling, anything that interests them regarding that sort of active approach. But there's really a different time and a different place for that, right? So the different place for that is going to be in a personal wealth account. See, in your retirement account, if you end up messing something up, we're out of time. Right? And so because time is so important, we need to make the most of the time that you have, not by picking stocks and trying to be an active trader. So number 2, save the active trading for a secondary account. You open it up, buy and sell some stocks, have a good time. I'm all for it. In fact, in our classes, we always help our customers with positions they may have, tonight being no exception. We're going to do our portfolio update, stock update. We'll be talking about the stock picks that maybe they're interested in. Number 3, invest for your number. I can't say this enough. You know I've said this a million times. You invest for your number and nothing else. I don't care what the general phrases are, what the books tell you to do. You have a goal. I want you to achieve your goal, so you invest for that. Give you a great example. If you're 30 years old, you want to retire with $65,000 a year in income in today's dollars. You start with, and let's say you started with $5,500, right? Year number 1. You maxed out last year in your IRA. If you expected some Social Security benefits, but not a lot, right? And you wanted to work it in there, you'd need to invest about $8,000 in the first year. Now you know that, right? So you're investing to hit a goal. Now that you're 30 years old, you can be aggressive. Know what the goal is, know what the number is, and work from there. If you have a lower goal, if you only need $40,000 a year in retirement because you have rental income and all this other stuff, then you don't have to invest so aggressively. You can invest less money and less aggressively and likely still get to your goal. Something we forced all of our customers to start doing here at Jazz is, tell me, what's your goal? Let's work it out, your retirement age and all the income that you need, the other income that you have. Let me tell you what you need to invest and then how we're going to go ahead and do that there. So invest only for your number and invest only as aggressively as you have to get to your goal. And number 4, this is probably my favorite one, be engaged, right? The more you are engaged in your retirement, the more you're engaged in the process. You don't have to be a rocket scientist or you don't have to become a professional at it, but if you're engaged in it, the more interesting it becomes, the less fearful you are when things go crazy. I'll give you a great example. If you watch our 5 o'clock show that we do live every day, it's called The Closing Beat. If you watch that show, when the markets fall, look at the comments in the comments section. You notice people saying, come on down, market, fall, let's go, fall further, fall further. Why is that, right? Why wouldn't they be scared of the markets falling? It's because they've learned that those are discounts. Those are appropriate times to buy. And while everybody else is scared, for no reason really, then they go inside and they look to buy. So the more engaged you are, the more you learn, what are these sick people here that want the markets to fall? What's their deal, right? So you learn more, and of course, that'll make you a better investor. If you need help with your investments, of course, you know where to find us, jazzwealth.com. We not only manage your long-term retirement investments for you, but we also teach you along the way. We do weekly classes. We're building a library. I'm going to fill up that library just like we fill up videos here on YouTube, but more specific for customers, and really teach them. Just try to help them out. If your financial advisor doesn't help you, you can't get a hold of him, he doesn't answer your calls, well then, maybe you'll give us a call. So that's all I have for you. I wanted to keep this one really, really short today. We got it in under 7 minutes, it looks like. So I'm going to wrap it up, and we'll see you again at 5 o'clock. That's our show, The Closing Beat. See you then.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new FinTips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interests comes before ours.